This message comes from Capital One. The Capital One Venture X Business Card has no preset spending limit, so the card's purchasing power can adapt to meet business needs. Plus, the card earns unlimited double miles on every purchase, so the more a business spends, the more miles earned. And when traveling, the Venture X Business Card grants access to over 1,000 airport lounges. The Venture X Business Card. What's in your wallet? Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/VentureXBusiness.
Welcome to Carpe Dime, a podcast about personal finance and everyday life. I'm Jamie Davidson.
And I'm Nicole Jackson from Financial Center. Thanks for spending your time listening to us talk about how life and family affect us achieving our financial goals. Jamie, have you thought about how much college students have to consider? They worry about everything from their tuition to their homework. My kids are already starting to worry about college.
The one thing that they don't talk a lot about, but fortunately we go in and talk about, is having good credit score or beginning credit, so you do have a good credit score eventually. Right. By the time you graduate, you want to have a solid feeling of how that works, and that's what we're just going to talk about today, right?
Yes.
So, Fact Queen, you found some facts for us.
Always. The first one I thought we should talk about is that Sallie Mae reports 57% of college students have and regularly use a credit card for expenses.
So they're getting the credit cards when they get to college. All right. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as we go through this today. What else did you find out?
There is a report from the U.S. News about undergraduate students, and it states that 19% have access to a credit card as an authorized user.
Authorized user. We're going to talk a little bit more detail on that one a little later on. Something.
And there aren't very many of them.
That doesn't seem like it. Go ahead. Number 3.
Next one is 1 in 4 students say that they have credit card debt.
Oh, so 25% are already walking around with credit card debt. Not just education debt, but we're already putting credit in their pocket that they're using and they can't get out of debt. So that shows us things to possibly come after this, right?
Right. And the last one we have is, according to EverFi, 34% of college students have a credit card their first year in college. Get this, 65%, so an additional 30%, have a credit card by the end of their senior year.
I think what's really important is, as we're seeing here, the students are getting credit cards, and this has been going on even when I was a student in college. The key is the education piece. I mean, credit's not a bad thing. It's just having that education piece. And that's today what we're going to talk about, right?
Right.
Going to talk about 7 tips on how to build credit when you're in college or just coming out of high school and what that looks like. Number 1, the most important thing here, we always talk about all the time when it comes to finances, is education.
Breakfast.
Oh, breakfast, yeah. Breakfast is your jam?
Yes.
Yeah, you put that on there with your avocado toast, right? It's really about education and understanding the basics of credit. You're going to get this thing called a credit card. How do you use this? That's sort of like the very smallest piece of the puzzle, the credit card. There's so many other pieces, and it's really about learning what that is. Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion reporting agency. What is that? What does that mean? What is a credit score? Do you know what a credit score is, Nicole?
It's basically, it's a rating that they give you, right? They watch all your motions and movements and financial spending patterns from the time you open the door to them and let them know that you exist.
That's the thing. As soon as you open your first credit card, they're following you forever. You can't get away from. Do you look at your credit score?
Oh, all the time.
All right. I bet you didn't when you were 19 or 20, or maybe you were one of the ones that did. Most 18, 19, 20-year-olds don't think about it that much, right? Mm-hmm. You use it, and then finally you get out of school and you go, ooh, what have I done? I might need to do something about this.
Or what did I do?
Yeah. And when it comes to this education piece, one of the most important things is we're talking about the score. It's called the FICO score. What's really important is knowing what makes up that score, because you know you get a credit score, but how does that happen, right?
Right.
So number 1 on that affects your score is your payment history. As a young person, you go to college, you get this credit card, you use it, and you have a bill to pay.
Nah.
Nah, right? What's this, a bill?
A bill? They gotta find you first.
Pardon? Yeah, they have to find you first, right? Whose dorm are you living in this week, right?
Right,
Couch
exactly.
surfing. And if they can't find you, it doesn't count, correct?
No.
Unfortunately not. Yeah. Payment history is the number 1 thing you don't want to be late. Have you ever been late on a credit card?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay, so what happened?
Well, they were gonna charge me a fee, but I had learned from my parents that I needed to call and plead my case and let them know that I was not going to do it again.
And that's the key right there. You called and spoke with them, right?
Yes.
How late were you on that payment?
I was only like a few days.
Okay, so here's the good news. That didn't affect your score, but if you'd gone 30 days out or 60 days out or 90 days out, it would have really affected your score and have a negative impact. It's a good thing you figured it out before and paid it, and then hopefully that didn't happen again. It sounds like you didn't. So good job being your own advocate there. What's the number 2 thing that makes up that FICO score?
How much of your credit that you use? So credit utilization.
Credit utilization. I remember my first credit card was $500. I could charge up to $500. I didn't have enough money to pay it back, but I could charge it, right?
I mean, $500, that's a lot when you're a college student.
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of students go out and they do that. And what they do wrong is they're utilizing all of their credit.
Use it all.
Use it all. It's not
$499.86.
Hey, it's great because I'm going to get the minimum payment, right? It's going to be
yeah.
okay. But as soon as we pay, we max out that card, our credit score is going to come down. You really want to try to keep your utilization score percent to what? Do you know?
Isn't it like 40%?
40%. Yeah, try to keep it below 40%. So with my $500 credit card, I didn't want to charge over $200. I had some friends that went out and got 3 or 4 cards and maxed them all out. I can tell you their financial lives didn't start out quite the way that they wanted them to, probably.
Right.
They probably could have used this class.
What's next then?
The next one is the length of credit history. Like we said, as soon as you open this up, this card, or whatever loan you get, you have now started that process of the rest of your life.
It's that first introduction to the Experian, Equifax, TransUnion people.
Right. What they're really looking for are behaviors and trends. You're younger than I am. I've had my credit longer than you have, right? So they have a really good idea of what I'm going to do based on my history. My daughter's 24. She's only had credit for 6 years.
Right.
So think about, when you got out of college at age 21 or 22, if you went to buy a brand new car, you may not get that loan, even though you have a good score.
Not without help.
Not without help. Get that user, that joint, that mom or dad to authorize, right?
Yep.
What's the next one?
The amount of new credit that you are applying for.
What does that mean?
Well, it's say, do you walk into every store you're in and look and get that new store credit card? Or because Kohl's will give you an extra 5%, or Meyer will give you so much off gas. And then you walk into the other store and they want to give you one too, because everybody wants you to have their card in their wallet.
Yes, they do. They want you using that, right? And every time you apply for one of those cards, that's new credit, and that can impact your score in a negative manner. So students, when you're out there in college, get your one card, don't max it out, pay it on time, don't get a second card. You don't need that other card. They're probably not going to Kohl's. They're probably going to someplace cooler than Kohl's.
Oh, ouch. Sephora.
Oh, Sephora. There you go.
There we go.
Makeup. Yeah. Number 5, types of credit also impacts this score. Types of credit are...
What's that?
Well, there's 2 types of credit. Credit card is a revolving line of credit. I can use it, pay it off, use it again, and keep using it back and forth, right?
As long as you pay.
As long as I pay, right?
Yeah.
The other one is a term loan. A term loan is like an auto loan. It has a term, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Once you pay your auto loan off, you can't retake the loan out.
Gotcha.
So you want to have a little bit of both. You don't want to walk around with 20 credit cards and no term, because it's going to affect your score in a negative way.
Are there any credit cards that have terms on them? Is that like a thing?
Not don't tend to be.
Or is that like when you get like your laptop for school through like Best Buy and they say...
Well, you can pay it off as much as you want to, but they're going to give you an introductory rate on it. And what's going to happen is once you go over that term, so you say, oh, pay it off in 18 months and you get 0% interest. Once you get to 19 months, you're paying interest on it if you haven't paid it off. That interest is accrued over that whole 18 months. So be very careful of that. Yeah. Buy here, pay here, and just pay it off in 12 months and nothing will happen. But if you don't pay it off, that's an issue there. Okay. But you would be able to use the card again. It's just a special on that card.
Okay, gotcha.
Very good. What we're getting ready to get into can be considered a term. It's considered revolving, but you're eventually going to close it down. So what's number 2?
A secured or a student credit card?
Yeah, a secured card or a student credit card. Usually the student credit card, it's usually at a university, bank or credit union, and they've created a special card for their students with special parameters. And then the other one is the secured credit card.
What's that mean?
Secured credit card is where you actually have to put the money into an account and you borrow from that line of credit and pay it back.
You have to have the $500 already that you want to use. So it's like you're borrowing from yourself? Is that right?
Yeah. What you're doing is you're securing the loan with your own money.
So even if you were awful and didn't pay your loan, they know that you still have that $500 there.
So they've put aside. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of times people have to build the credit. And a lot of times we see that gap in between. We'll see people get credit cards when they're young and use them wisely, but they still don't have enough history yet to get that next loan. So a lot of times the suggestion is we'll do a secured line of credit too.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
Just make sure if you're going to use a credit card, get the lowest interest rates you can, pay on time. Because if you don't, the higher the interest rate and you don't pay it off, and you don't pay it on time, you're going to get charged a lot more money. Number 3, like I just said, pay your bills on time. There's a lot of ways to do this, right? It used to be, it would come to me, I'd have to write a check, send it in, right? How do you pay most of your credit card bills or bills nowadays?
Most of my bills are auto pay, but I was thinking about it earlier. I don't think I trusted auto pay because I wasn't sure I was going to have the money to auto pay. So then I feel like that scared me a little bit.
Right. What I tend to do with mine, I have the apps on my phone so I can go in and see how much is on the card. And if I do use my card at the grocery store for gas, I tend to go and just transfer the money that night or the next day to pay it off right away. Because instead of using the debit card, I use my credit card. That way I can get points. Because, we are a society that loves our points, right?
Right.
So yeah, if you can set up auto pay, try to pay that balance off each month. Because remember, credit card rates tend to be the highest rates out there. Most of them are in the high 20s. Some are even in the low 30s right now. So
Is it bad if you don't get it paid off every month?
I just don't want to see young people buy something for $500 and pay on it for the next 4 years because they're going to pay for whatever that was multiple times.
Right.
And that's what it is.
Okay, that makes sense.
A lot of times when you use a credit card, you want to use it when you basically know you're going to have the money to pay it off.
And I guess technically, if you're still keeping it underneath that 40% threshold, then you're not really burying yourself that you wouldn't be able to afford to pay that off.
Yes, hopefully.
Hopefully, right.
Yeah, hopefully. What's number 4?
You could become an authorized user.
What does that mean?
Like with me, when I got out of high school, my parents put me as a joint user on their credit card. So
They did?
well, I was a really responsible
goodness.
youth. If I knew I was going somewhere and needed that safety net, they would have me take it. I didn't use it without permission.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. And really what this is that agreement between the parent and the student and the education going on, right? Obviously, you said you did the right things. You didn't go out and go crazy, yes?
Right.
As opposed to some students that may. But as a student, where this really can help you is because you're an authorized user, parents are responsible for the bill. So make sure you are using it in the proper way. And this is a great way to grow your credit without you actually spending the money. Just be aware and, be respectful.
At the same time, though, you want to make sure that you are entering that relationship with someone that you trust to have those good habits.
And students, I wouldn't recommend you open a credit card and put your boyfriend or your girlfriend on there as an authorized user. I know you love them and they love you, but just don't do it. Don't put your best friend on there because once you mess up on your credit, it's hard to rebuild it. That's why this education is so important.
But it does reduce your risk, like your personal risk. It reduces when it's with your parents or a trusted adult type person.
Exactly.
Like it reduces the risk that you're entering yourself into.
Right. Yes. If you're authorizing somebody else, you're the one that's going to take the risk. So be aware. Number 5, check your credit report often. Do you ever do that, Nicole?
I check it every time it tells me that it wants to tell me I have a new number.
A new number, a new credit score?
I do.
Yeah, so you check your credit for a few things. Number 1, you want to see your score, if it's going up or down, right? If it went down, why did it go down? Something had to happen on there, right? So if it went down, check it and see what happened. Make sure there's no fraud on there. Make sure somebody hasn't used your card and maxed it out without you knowing about it. So you're really checking for those things.
Make sure there aren't any unusual new cards that show up.
Right, yes. Yeah, absolutely. If you don't own an American Express card, but it says you do, there might be a problem there.
If you've never been to Texas and you have a loan at a Texas credit union that you've never been to in your life or even heard of, that's probably a red flag.
Yeah, so make sure you're checking for those inaccuracies and for fraud. You're doing the right thing. Good news is if you're pulling that and you find inaccuracies, that's your roadmap to fix that problem.
Gotcha.
So if you find the problems on your report, folks, don't just put it to the side and forget about it. You've got to do the footwork on it. Sometimes when you're young, you're going to school, you're working a job, it's hard to do that, but that's part of the responsibility of having credit and having a credit card.
That's right.
What's number 6?
Spend it wisely. We mentioned it a minute ago. Don't use it like it's a debit card because it's not.
Yeah. It's not coming out of your account. It's not going to stop you until you're done.
Nope.
Make sure you know how much your limit is on it and where you are on that. Keeping a good eye on that. Try not to go out and buy big ticket items. unless it's an emergency, and the keyword is an emergency.
I really need to go see T Swift. She's coming. Is that an emergency, Jamie?
Well, as I say this does not mean I don't like Taylor Swift, but no. Whether it's Taylor Swift or anybody else, no, it's not an emergency. Spring break, my friends, is not an emergency. You don't put it on the credit card if you can't afford to pay it off. Use that card for occasional things like buying gas, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you go to Greek's Pizzeria and you have a slice of pizza and pay it off. Make sure you can pay it off. You don't want to pay for a piece of pizza you ate 6 months ago.
That's some expensive pizza.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of disgusting, right? Think if you were eating, you
Wouldn't
would save
out
it
of
for
your
6
fridge
months.
for 6 months.
Right. And number 7, other ways to build credit. There are actually other ways to build credit. And Nicole found one that I wasn't even aware of.
You can use actually your rent payments if your landlord is reporting it.
So you can ask your landlord, are you going to report our rent is paid on time? And that will help with your credit and your score. That's nice, yeah. Pay your car loan if you have an auto loan. Pay it responsibly. And don't forget what?
That your payments for your student loans are only deferred for 6 months and after graduation or enrollment in school. I mean, It doesn't matter if you graduate or not. If you stop going to school after 6 months, they want their money back.
Actually, I would highly suggest that if you have loans while you're in college, you start paying right away. I don't care if it's $25 a month. Put it in the budget. The idea that you're going to get out of college and you haven't paid on these for 4.5 years and then all of a sudden you have to pay them is very shocking. So make sure you're doing that. And it's the one loan that people are like, oh, I'm not going to worry about it. But when it comes time to get another loan, the person you go to is going to look at your history on that. So it will have an effect on you.
Well, and paying that $25 not only will make it not as bad in the end, but it's gonna set that payment history.
Right.
So
Absolutely. See, it's a win-win there, right?
it's a pattern.
It's a win-win. Oh,
So basically, what I want you to remember is that building your credit while you're in college is an important step towards a secure financial future. The decisions that you make while you're in school and in college and taking classes will set that foundation for what your life looks like post-graduation, especially when it comes to your finances.
okay. Let's pack this information up into one quick overview. The 7 tips for building credit while in college are:
Understanding the basics of credit.
number 2, get a student credit card.
Number 3, pay your bills on time.
That's important. Number 4, become an authorized user on someone else's card.
Number 5, check your credit report often.
Number 6, spend wisely. Do not max out your credit card. Try to keep it below 40% of utilization.
And number 7, keep building credit once you start. Don't just use it once and then
Right.
lose it somewhere.
Start paying on that education loan early and get that history, right?
Right.
Carpe Dime is presented by Financial Center. It's produced by Jamie Davidson and Nicole Jackson.
Financial Center is an 8-time national award winner in the category of adult financial literacy, and our goal, as always, is to what, Jamie?
I believe it's to help improve your financial life. To learn more, visit fcfcu.com.
Like what you hear? Subscribe to us on Google, iTunes, SoundCloud, Amazon Music, the All Indiana Podcast Network, and Spotify.
Thanks, Nicole. Hey, guys, use those credit cards wisely. Get your credit started right. Good luck.